You were talking about for novel gas compressors, super interesting. You were talking about Hamworthy, Safe or Safe, Aspro, Greenfield, INW, and Comp Air with the small capacity ones. But those are really interesting brands. Or turn off all those fears maybe of buying a second-hand equipment with the warranties that you can offer, or that is a big and important part that you as the owner of the equipment and the supplier as the seller of the original equipment can give you. The reason I like to take this kind of calls and is because I'm trying to build some context for everyone else that is reaching out to me, and they want to know more about the business. And not only I've seen cases like yours, and when you have, for example, equipment that you want to try to understand how to put it in market, but many other places. I mean, I received a call last week where a company from Egypt is trying to learn about what equipment should they buy, why would they have to choose one over the other, and learning about them. And what I think is the most important part in this conversation is hearing the story behind Pakistan and what happened. And you, of course, that you are in the business and you own the equipment, that you could tell the story, and that could be a huge background. Let me try to understand, because I believe that this is what is going to bring the most value. I was talking to you before in our call that I just recently learned about Pakistan, but let me tell you where I am. I've been in the CNG and the natural gas business since 2007. That's the moment that I actually got my degree. So in that moment, since that moment, I've been working with CNG. I started in Venezuela, and in those times, I remember that maybe since 2007 to maybe 11 or something, we had a world map, all right, on our office, or where we only spoke about CNG, right? So in that office, in that map, the biggest participant in that world map was Pakistan. So that was a really kind of inspiration for us, that we were building our network of CNG stations in Venezuela, and I was trying to get a grasp of what was going on, right? So the market was going really, really well. I believe you started going up the millions. You surpassed Argentina, and I had a couple of Argentinian suppliers and friends that we built over time, and they were traveling a lot to Pakistan and building that network, right? So then I lost track, and then long story short, the things that I got to review all the Asian numbers, right? Back in this year, I was trying to learn more about for an episode of the podcast that I'm hosting, and I was learning. And I learned about what happened in Pakistan and a little bit about the shortage of natural gas. Can you, and that meant, since from what I read, that basically stopped the growth of natural gas stations, basically stopped the growth of NGVs overall, and maybe I didn't get what was happening actually down on the ground. So can you tell me a little bit more about yourself? What part of the business are you in? And I want to know after that what has been going on since when, and what is going on the ground, let's say on the sites. What can you see about CNG in Pakistan right now, and what has been shifting in that sense?
For sure. First of all, as you mentioned, actually, my name is Mohammad Nazam. So, actually, I have been working with Nestle for 18 years, actually, as a plant manager. So, I spend maximum time with Nestle. And on the parallel, me and my brother, actually, unfortunately, he's not right now with me. He's a little bit away. So we were doing the CNG business. Actually, the first CNG station in Pakistan, they built in 1996 actually. So, and just after 1 and 2 years, there was a boom of CNG sector in the Pakistan. So first was in the capital city, then they replicate 4 5 stations. Then because it was cheap as compared to the petrol and other fuel option, so then the people they start investing, and also the people, the owners of the vehicles, they think it's cheaper, so they start putting the kits, CNG kits, start installing. So from 2000 till 2011, that was the peak of the CNG. Everybody was, whoever have the money, he was interested to build a station actually, small or bigger, whatever, because the income was very good. The fuel, for the vehicle, it was cheap, so it was a win-win situation for the seller and for the consumer as well. And till 2011, the government was also supporting actually the CNG sector. They were giving full blast the supply of the natural gas actually. So that was an excellent condition. But after 2011, there was the first time there was the shutdown for 3 months in the winter actually, when the pressures went down, and then actually the domestic use of this natural gas, they spread the network. Before it was only in the major cities, then afterwards they start giving connection into the towns and the villages as well. So the priority shifted from CNG to the domestic use in the houses in as a fuel
what
for
was
the cooking and this and that.
What was the motive of that pressure drop?
Yeah, there was not motive actually. There was, you can say, misplanning actually. They did not calculate properly the expected consumption and the supply. There was imbalance actually. If they have if they could calculate properly that in the winter, normally in the winter the pressure, due to this low temperature, here temperature varies in Pakistan, temperature varies from, you can say, 1 to Celsius till 47 48 throughout the year. So in the winter, it comes, there is a pressure drop in the winter when temperature is down actually.
Right.
So there was, you can say, misplanning or miscalculation from the authorities, the relevant authorities, and also they give a lot of connection. There was in 2011 the new government, they introduced actually that we will provide affordable fuel to the all houses actually. So they give a lot of connection, millions of connection in the towns and villages to every house actually. So they give major supplies to the domestic side. The first priority was they shifted first priority to the domestic, and then second priority shifted to from the industry actually, to the factories for the boilers and different
and then process. Everyone else.
And then everyone else, then that happened with the CNG actually sector. In Pakistan, we have around about 3,500 CNG stations, roughly, throughout the Pakistan. So that's why then,
and what happened since 2011 to 2020? What's the story?
Yes, 2011 there was first time they actually cut down CNG stations for 3 months. They said we are short of gas.
Say that again, please. They actually what?
They shut down the gas supplied CNG stations. They said we will not provide gas to the CNG stations because there is a shortage of gas actually.
Yeah.
So in the winter, January, February, and March, for 3 months here in Pakistan, so they say there will be no fuel from the CNG. So that was the first jerk to the CNG station owners and all, as well as to the vehicle owners, because
But Nasim,
before they were
all of them. I mean, like shut down
all of them,
every station for 3 months.
every station for 3 months.
All right. So after that, let's say, like around March, April 2012, all stations open again.
Yes, in April they said we will open again all the stations actually.
All right,
Okay, so there was a different actually political issues, and this oil and this petrol and diesel people. That is also a business. They were also pushing the government that CNG is getting everything and we are getting nothing.
Yeah.
So they actually, there were a lot of variables actually at that time. So that's why for the first time they put for 3 months. Okay, from April 2011, okay, again CNG was open, but the customer, you can say maybe 25 or 30, I don't have the exact figures, but a lot of customers then switch their vehicles from, they feel easy on the petrol that time, because the petrol was available everywhere and they have to move, they have to go to office and life has to go on, so they were using petrol.
Yeah.
So like this. So at that time, anyhow, after 3 months, then the vehicles they come back and it's going on for 1 year. But the next year they did the same. Next year they did not close for the 3 months, but there was a new policy, and they said, okay, for in a week, for 3 days gas will be available, and for 4 days gas will not be available.
For 3 years?
3 days in a week.
3 days
for
available?
3 days.
And 4 days not available?
Yeah. Not available in the winter. In the winter.
All right.
When pressure is there. In the summer, it's okay, that will be available all the time. So when one day gas is available and one day gas is not available, so again it's a difficult situation for both for the vehicle owners. You can understand. Actually, it's immaturity or miscalculation, or it's not actually the good way or best way to do the business. But anyhow, these things happen actually here in Pakistan. So that
and I guess there were some political challenges to fix the situation.
There are different variables over there. Then even for the third year, this again happened. This is the same policy they replicate. 3 days will be on and 4 days will be on. And then in 2014 actually, 2014 actually they took another step. They said, okay, 3 days gas will be available, 4 days gas will not be available, and then they also increase the tariff, the prices of the gas actually.
For CNG stations.
And they for CNG stations, and they bring gas and petrol prices equal actually. The purpose was actually to discourage the CNG.
Yeah.
All the steps, if we understand, is to discourage the CNG sector and to promote the other things, and also to cope their shortage like this way. So in 2014,
they were prioritizing as well, prioritizing to the domestic production as well.
Like this. So in 2014, then most of the CNG owners, they got stuck when petrol is on the same price and gas is also on the same price. So why the person will stop on the CNG station and some extra cost of CNG kit, and like this, the petrol, all the vehicles are built in petrol option, so they were using just petrol.
Yeah.
So
and then that was when the collapse started happening, and the station.
That was the final. Yeah, from 2014, you can say 50% stations they got closed because the owners has to manage their business.
Yeah.
There were a lot of workers and a lot of expenses. So if they don't have income, what they will do?
Yeah.
There was a huge investment, but there was nothing. To run a CNG was even costly.
And the interesting part, correct me if I'm wrong, from what I understand, is that those years where the growth was starting to happening, it was a commercially incentivized growth. It was not a subsidized investment in every station. Is that correct? I mean, there were people investing in their own stations to make business happen. Is that correct?
Yeah. The people were really, even in 2011 till 2014, people were ordering even bigger machines because they were expecting now more transportation they will convert on the CNG actually. The trend was like this. Even the big vehicles, they were asking how we can convert our vehicles to the CNG, because if that was economical and cheap.
And that's very interesting. And what is the, how are things looking since 2015 to 2020? What's the brief story of that part of the year?
Yeah, from 2015, 2015 till 2020, you can say the trend is the same. Most of the CNG stations they got disconnected from because they were unable to run. They got disconnected from the main lines. They don't have the supplies, so the equipment was idle. And in one province, they give the option we have 5 provinces actually here in Pakistan. The sixth one is the Kashmir. We have dispute with India, but the one was getting gas for 3 days. The Sindh one, from where actually it's coming from the ground. So only in one province, the business was somehow running for 3 days with the place, but the rate was still high. But still, people are still using over there. You can say still they are struggling in one province. All other provinces.
Do you have an estimate, like around how many stations might be operational right now today?
Yeah, then rough idea, if I say 3,500 total CNG station in Pakistan, and right now, regarding maximum it will be 400 to 500 that are operational. Rest all are some way either closed, permanently closed, or either waiting for some good news, but they are not running.
And pricing today, what is the price difference today?
Pricing typically 2,000 for like equal to petrol.
Right now it's equal completely.
Yeah, it's equal. It's equal to petrol.
It's huge. And a lot of public transportation, I mean, meaning buses, like government buses, like from the city buses, are they using natural gas?
No, not right now. They then convert on LNG actually, on the alternative fuels, because that was available throughout the week, and that is, you can say, like the personal investment. Few companies, they get contract from some markets, and they bought the LNG now, or LNG like this. But the CNG is like it's no more physical.
And as I've seen in my country as well, in some moments for different aspects, those people that are actually running stations, maybe you're like yourself, are like doing it for the love of the art, or maybe something like that. I mean, it's a difficult situation, and serving in that sort of conditions should be real difficult. I mean, right now in Mexico we have a price difference that it's between 40 and 50%, depending on mostly on the gasoline prices that has been fluctuating a little bit. The connections that we have with United States and like the global price of petrol. So we have the gasoline prices are right now around 40. CNG is about 40% of gasoline. It was 50% at the beginning of the year, maybe 54%. So really, it's really helping the demand to grow and the continuous growth. We have some government issues or regulations that are kind of like the rock in your shoe, like they're not letting us move forward really quickly, but we are handling that. We are going big on our investments, and the thing is starting to flow. So what exactly? Let's go now deep into the problem that you have and what it's like the panorama about your station or your equipment that you are having, and you want to put them into use in some other place that could be, of course, helpful and people that are running investments, people like, for example, in Mexico, different parts of the world could use them. Tell me a little bit about like, where do they come from? What are the stations? How many did you have that you have to close? Specifically about your business and kind of the situation that you're in right now, so we can help you.
Ricardo, one thing I want to share connected to the previous point. Our new government right now, they understand the situation of business, and they talk positively with the CNG sector, and they have good wishes actually for us, that they say, okay, we will facilitate you. And just 2 weeks ago they reopened the licenses and they want to promote CNG, but it's not easy. It's not a day or weeks game, because the owners of the vehicle, they actually remove the kits actually. When kits are not there, then how they will use?
And they have seen pain.
They have seen pain,
pain. It's difficult to fight against it.
So this new government is good one. They understand the situation. They understand all the story that what happened typically with the CNG sector. They have maybe in that they will start slowly and it will grow, but it will take long time actually to come.
That's important.
Come back again. So that I want to share. Now regarding our case. What was actually objective to contact you, that a lot of good equipment actually available in Pakistan. These are expensive ones, the compressor and these dispensers, all the spare parts. Okay, we are already in this business and we are supplying here in one province. It's running for 3 days, and on some gas field actually, from where actually gas is coming, so there is also installation. So we are also dealing with them. We are providing them the compressors and all the afterward services over there, because we are already in touch. To some of our business is going on, and we are also supplying few parts to the Iran, because in Iran it's growing, and also to the Uzbekistan. So there are few orders with us, and we are supplying to them. Even we send our team to them for the commissioning. There were 4 stations over there. They having bigger machines over there, and we also send them a few machines and a few compressors as well.
So give me a quick look of your company and the size and what are you at?
So because we were running this business, and right now we have kind of you can say a local managed store. We are both partners. We are 2 owners of this company, and then we have the team. We have the backup services, you can say, for all the installation, commissioning, and within the Pakistan, and you can say, and spare parts we are providing globally, no problem. Right now, the agenda and actually the point to have discussion with you was that a lot of good equipment, although you will call it second hand, but it's in excellent condition. Few of the compressors even they could not install because government did not allow them, because there was shortage of gas. They said, please don't, we will not give you the license. So they just arrive here and they are sitting idle. And few just maybe running for 1 month or 2 months like this. So a lot of good equipment, expensive equipment is available here. So the point was actually to discuss with you. You are in the center, or you are in a market where this business is actually growing now, or you have at least the connection throughout the world, where in different markets where the people really require these machines on some affordable price, because the new machines are really expensive, you understand, like this. So my purpose was to have some win-win situation, that we can supply these compressors in a good condition, because we have the overhauling facility over here. when we will have the confirm orders, we can overhaul the machines. We can get inspected by some third party or some proper inspections like this. All the requirements we will fulfill, and we want to supply these machines to the whole world wherever actually it requires.
And I really believe that you could actually, we could actually put this kind of equipment into the knowledge of the people that are really looking for an option to get started in the business. For example, I see this in Nazim, an opportunity for people to get started in the business, and getting started, for example, in conditions in countries where it's an incipient market, a market that is starting to grow, that you know that the only thing that you need, it's that starting point, that you need to get that small investment, and that is the advantage that you could get, for example, into getting an equipment that you can, let's say, turn down or turn off all those fears maybe of buying a second-hand equipment with the warranties that you can offer, or that is a big and important part that you as the owner of the equipment and the supplier as the seller of the original equipment can give you. We can maybe start talking about like the amount of equipment that we can talk about in here, but it will be super amazing if we could structure something that you could get the manufacturer having this support, like these reference letters, like these official communications that, you know what, I sold this equipment and I can give it full support in your country. I don't know, let's say in, for example, I can give you full support in Argentina because we have this equipment representatives there, and this equipment it can be inspected from my OEM. You can have it inspected with verification, and actually, I don't know if we could. It could be interesting, Nazim, if we could talk about maybe testing. Do you have the ability to set up some testing for it to be seen, or do you prefer to sell the equipment as it is? Because just for checking up what equipment that you actually have in stock, you were talking about for Novo gas compressors, super interesting. You were talking about Hamworthy, Safe or Safe, Aspro, Greenfield, IMW, and Comp Air with the small capacity ones. But those are really interesting brands, I believe, for many people in the business that could understand what an Aspro compressor can do, what a Safe compressor can do, what a IMW compressor can do. It's super interesting. But I would start from that. You were telling me about, do we have any more equipment, or are we talking about how many of them? Or can you talk about the description of those? I mean, do you have how many in a new condition, let's say 0 run hours, how many in a maybe a longer run, maybe they have 10,000, 20,000 hours. What is the overall expectation from this lot of equipment?
Okay. Ricardo, the thing we are getting close to our points. Actually, we also having some Chinese, like the JX machines. Chinese machines are also installed here. They're also like the new, because they could not be installed. But Chinese, I did not mention in the communication at that time. I mentioned all the you can say the brands from the Europe. But their machines are also working good here. If somebody is interested, because that are comparatively cheaper machines here. So getting to your point, a lot of equipment is available actually. Unfortunately, we could not buy all the equipments at the moment. We have few machines in the stock. We buy as per the demand of the customer, as you can say. Few people, they demand the spare parts. Okay, then we see that kind of situation. And few customers, like in Uzbekistan, we supply this one Espro and one two the Safe 750. They demand over there. So we bought that, and we bring them to our our place, and then we refurbished all the things. Then we make them like new. That was like the new machines. Then we did all the testing, all the running over there. And
do you have
then we
have the facilities to run some tests with natural gas?
Yeah, because our CNG stations are still present. So one of our two CNG stations are still working, although they are having very low sale, but they are working. So all the facility is there. So we get connected over them. We also have power generation with us, so we run them properly over there. When they pass the test, everything is okay. We are having expert teams. They are expert of this maintenance. All the spare parts, everything is available in Pakistan actually.
And all this list of equipment, are all of them or some of them actually installed and running when needed, or are all of them in stock?
No, not all of them. Few of them, what I sent to them, like no, right, that are in my stock right now.
A few of them.
Okay. Few of them, whatever I mentioned in the email, that are with us actually right now, that are in our stock. Then rest of the machines are available with the different points, but they were never installed, but they are present over there. Actually, we don't want to, you can say, block all the money just to buy all them, pulling them to our place actually. So they are available. We know we can get them whenever we want, because there is no use actually here in Pakistan, and everybody is not doing this trade business actually. They are simple people. They actually bought them, and unfortunately this business gets
closed. Because from my point of view, Nazim, from my point of view,
yeah,
what I would buy first, it would be a compression unit that is installed in a station, that is installed, because that is the sense of super quick testing, super quick guarantee that is running and it's okay, and the power and everything, and that will be the first one that I will look for. Let me hold on one second. I will look for those stations that has
that are running actually.
That are running actually, but that has already super few hours. That or maybe they are in 0 hours because they are only in standby, and they're not being used. But it's only the click the button and the compressor will run, and that will be the most attractive ones in my perspective, because I know that I can get to you, and you know what, this equipment it's been running. So then I would move to the equipment that maybe is in stock, but you can get it certified and get it tested back in one station, just taking a look, get it, do business and trying to report that. And the third part would be that maybe those stations that has compressor running, those compressors that maybe have many more hours and they are in stock, that they might be used for a longer time, or they are like the oldest compressors. That will be one of the things that I will be looking for. So what if I may, what I'm going to suggest you, what I can help you to do is try to assemble this kind of first layout of what it is, right? So what it is that is there and available, and I can help you structure this kind of document just to make it attractive for anyone in the market. I will of course maybe help you to put it out, and of course trying to get business done. Knowing the story, it's super important because I mean it can happen. It has happened before in other countries, but learning the story and learning the companies that are behind are kind of suffering it right now. It's difficult, and I bet that I can bet you that many of the suppliers that I'm friend with, and I don't have any specific situation where I have a contract with some brand or something, or I sell some brand. I'm not selling any brand at all, but talking to friends, I'm sure that many of us, we feel like when we can see an equipment that is not being used, it's like a son that it's like an orphan son that it's not being put to use in a good sense, and that kind of breaks my heart. And the suppliers, when they see their equipment, like, and it has no it hasn't been running since it was bought, that is like a heartbreaker. And they can help us, and they can help you as well to put this information at least available to anyone in the industry, know that, what, this is happening, or this happened in Pakistan. Nobody wants this to happen, but there are some equipment and some people that invested a lot on them, and they want to maybe get something in return. The equipment is working, it can be tested, it can be verified. It's a good starting point. So, all right, let's put this one. I'm going to send you...
Just one thing.
Yeah.
Ricardo, sorry to stop you. A few things. The equipment is available, and for sure when we will sell, we will pass all the tests, all the requirements of the buyer actually. Whatever they will say, for sure they will pay, so they have full right to check all the things, so whatever reports or whatever third-party inspection, even the physical visit if they want, or they want us to install or commission over there, we can do. But normally in different countries, it's a challenging, the visa and like this. But whatever requirement we are ready to fulfill. And the most important thing, you and me, we have already discussed, I have offered you, there will be a mutual interest. But for the buyers, actually, the most attractive thing is also the price as well. We will not offer on the price today Safe or Aspro is actually offering. So we for sure, we want to do a business in real sense. So we will supply, inshallah, the very good equipment. We will do all the pre-checks, all the pre-work with the proper spare parts. So we will offer on some attractive price as well. So they understand,
It's negotiable, yeah. I understand fully that, and that's the main advantage of buying a used equipment. And as I'm mentioning you, the thing is that these companies that are starting, are the ones that, and then what I will do with you, Nazim, it's let's build this catalog. That is the word. Let's build this catalog of exactly what is available, what are the top of the line products that you might offer. I will give you all the platform to go ahead and see what you can build in terms of how it looks, how you can offer the advantages of that we were talking about here. And then after that, we can discuss maybe a couple ideas to pass this around, to make this fully available. Maybe some LinkedIn pages, maybe some LinkedIn strategies to put this into perspective for people to know, and we can discuss that one afterwards. But as I was mentioning to you, the first step in our previous call, it was that the first step was to make it public, for people to learn the story in a SIP. Maybe in this catalog, it must be present. What is the situation and why is the reason? That is super basic. Maybe some of us, we miss that when we sell anything that we were using before. But in this case, it's a situation that is heartbreaking for many of us in the industry. It's important. I will definitely help you to get the message across and let people to understand what is going on, what was going on. And this conversation, actually, hopefully, it will be part of this learning from the people, and knowing that it's there, the equipment is there, that it's affordable, that you can run into it, and that will be super amazing.
Excellent, thank you so much. That's why actually
business can be done, because like me, you know what? It's funny because the thing that I'm doing on LinkedIn with letting know people and being useful, is that the thing that is happening with that and with the content that I'm posting and I'm constantly trying to let people learn new things that are happening, maybe some news, maybe some problems that I fixed, whatever, is that many people is reaching out to me, and I've been learning a lot of new companies that are starting. For example, I have a friend here in Mexico that is actually, he started his company, and let's say he was coming from as an employee from another company, and then he said, you know what, I'm going to give my services as a technician, like technical support, for example, with my team of technicians, and I can supply spare parts. I can supply compressors if I do a business and you want to buy. I can be the representative of the brand that you're looking for, and that is another example of people that he's in a startup business actually, and he can offer to a customer in Mexico, for example. He can offer him directly, you know what, this IMW equipment, it might be suitable for you, and you can get it at this price with this many hours. It can be a solution for you, X company that wants to start the CNG station operation. And that's another example. And I know that companies like that are starting up in many places. In Egypt, this is going wild, because I believe that you might know about what the president of Egypt announcement have been going on, right? With the CNG cars and the licenses, and this is kind of putting some pressure in the overall ecosystem, and that is moving a lot of people, and they're kind of trying to jump in. And what a best way to jump in with used equipment. That would be super interesting. I was trying to remember something. I believe that we can start from that point, Nazim. And let's try to build. I'm going to send you a couple of ideas to put this together. I have the ball in my court, so I'm going to send you this kind of thing that I will be putting like in the retro engineering of what a purchaser would do. It will be in that sense, and I can help you a lot with how to put it, how to structure it, and what are the advantages that I will be looking for.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ricardo. Thank you so much for all the good words like this. But what I believe, actually, I'm also a businessman, so I learn from my experience. When you have the mutual interest, then it go well actually for the long term. It's not okay. We have good wishes for the industry, for each other, but I will say. And I stand with my offer. You and even some of the followers or some of the colleagues in the Mexico, they must need business actually. Even the worldwide, the people need business, so they must have some. They must have some earn something from this one as well. So that's why I am saying that whatever profit we will have, at the end it's a business actually.
Yeah.
Okay, we are helping each other. Building contact, we are helping industry, but at the end it's a business, so we are open for that, no problem.
Yeah, and us from the industry, we understand.
Just sorry to cut you. One more thing. If even you and your colleagues or somebody want to sell something in Pakistan, so we are also available. It's two-way actually. There are a lot of things available in Pakistan on very good price, and maybe Mexican or some other markets, they need that. Like the same ways for us, few things are available very good in good quality at affordable price in Mexico, and maybe somebody need in Pakistan. So you just can tell us, and we can make some progress from that.
Yeah, that's important. I believe in that too, and being the solution and fixing the situation for another person, it's worth the intention. And thank you, Nazim, because you kind of opened up our knowledge and trying to understand the situation. And as I mentioned, this type of growth in many cases, and kind of organic growth that I was mentioning you before in Pakistan. It was from my starting years, it was kind of an inspiration to see those numbers, to see what was happening, to understand who were the key players, what compressors were they using, and what was the station looking like. Those were my original inspiration types, and we're looking a lot to Argentina, Asia, and let's say the Pacific. It was kind of an inspiration, so that makes me believe that the problem is there, and every problem just needs a simple solution, and I believe that if I can help you, count on me. I'm gonna try to help you, and we start from there, the catalog, and put the information there, and then we can actually think about strategies to make it more visible, and that will be the end of it. It's not too difficult, but it's putting the information up and seeing what happens.
No, thank you so much. What I will say, you write down me whatever requirement on the email, on WhatsApp, wherever channel you need. So we can provide you all the stuff or something you can mention.
One information that could be useful for anyone actually listening to this conversation, it could be what is the frequency for the electrical power in Pakistan. Do you know that? You work with 50 hertz or 60 hertz?
Yeah.
Let me see.
We work with 50 hertz.
You work with 50 hertz. All right.
50 hertz. But these, yes, we work with 50 hertz.
And
but few machines are on 60 hertz.
You have some machines on 60?
No. This Hamwardi one is on the 60.
The Hamwardi. All of the machines are.
Normally, in Pakistan we work on 50 hertz.
No, that's okay. And all of those machines are with the electrical motor, or do you have anyone with a gas engine power?
Both are available, but maximum are with electrical.
That's maximum. Because I believe that some of them with the gas engine could be working with the 60 hertz with no problems, maybe in some cases. But it's an interesting point, because you know that there are some limitations in any country. For example, you can
we have one IMW right now that is with the gas engine, because that is working in the remote area. Actually, there was power actually, so that is working with it. Another one is with engine they are limited, but with electrical motor maximum are with electric.
That's super good. We're going to put all of those data in the catalog to make it super easy to people to engage with that. And you know what? I'm 50 hertz. I can offer that voltage that you guys designed that compressor for. So that will be a perfect fit for me. That's cool.
In Mexico, you work with 50 or 60?
In Mexico, we have 60 hertz. 60. Yeah, it's
60.
60. It's the American type of.
American. I got it.
I believe.
Whatever questions you have, you can please write down me. Whatever typical these basic questions. So I can also consult. I can discuss with my partner as well. All the specific things we will provide for each.
That is what will go on in this catalog for making it readily available, and that will be it. But one of the important things is that frequency, and knowing that it's 50, you can try to engage exactly with the right people that is looking for that equipment in Argentina, in Chile. In Chile as well, and for example in I believe in Canada they have also the 50 hertz.
In Canada, even in Asia, even in Bangladesh, Uzbekistan, like this, they all work with the 50.
In many parts of Europe as well, they have this kind of frequency. But for example, in Mexico or North America, some countries of South America, we use 60 hertz, and it will be super a mess to try to make it work I believe it would not be like feasible, like in the voltage matters, it changes a lot. But knowing that, you can pinpoint or target specifically who you can do that. I will have you, I will send you these forms to try to put it like that, and making some good pictures and references of the equipment. That will be the key.
Thank you so much. For sure, we will wait. And thank you so much, Ricardo, for your time, for all the guidance, and for listening.